just wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Wait, Mr. Postman.
Please, Mr. Postman, look and see.
Oh yeah.
There's a letter in your bag for me.
Please, Mr. Postman.
Why's it taking such a long time?
Oh yeah.
Only to hear from that boy of mine.
Welcome back to the Open House Radio Show, AM 700 KSEV. It's time for our mail call segment. Our question today has to do with what types of repairs do I want to do to put my home on the market and receive the most amount of money back? It's a great question, and we need to think about exactly what types of things are we going to be doing and what types of things do we want to do. And we probably need to take those repairs and break them out even further into two different categories. You have the repairs that you need to do because of the structure of the property or something like that. Those types of repairs, obviously, before you put your home on the market or before you do open houses or any of that, it's really great if you can happen to get those things done. If you can happen to get those things done before you put the house on the market, that's great. But if not, then you need to get it done just as quickly as possible afterwards. And we're not really looking at those repairs as things that's going to add to the value of your property. What we're thinking about there is that those are repairs that will probably bring some of the value back. And what we're talking about is, let's say that in the neighborhood, a house that is your size and condition, if it were in average condition or regular condition, would bring somewhere in the vicinity of $200,000. But if you have a roof that needs to be replaced, or if you have plumbing problems that have surfaced and you have sheetrock repairs that need to be done, or if you have foundation issues that need to be taken care of, or carpeting that is old and worn and needs to be replaced, you are not going to be able to sell that property as is for $200,000 because your neighbors don't have those issues with their problems. So your house as is not worth $200,000. Let's say it's worth $185,000. So by going and doing those things that need to be done, by taking care of that roof, by taking care of that foundation, by taking care of that flooring, what you're doing is you're replenishing your equity. You're bringing your equity back up to where it should be, to that $200,000. So when you're doing those repairs that need to be done, remember, you're not starting from a $200,000 starting point. You're starting from $185,000. So by doing those things, that doesn't now mean that your house is worth $215,000. You brought it back to where it is comparable to the other houses in the subdivision. So now you're starting where they are. Now you're starting with that $200,000. Now, the other category of repairs or upgrades or extras that we want to talk about are just that, extras, upgrades, things that you wouldn't normally find in the other houses that you're comparing to. Granite countertops, if the rest of the houses don't have that. I hesitate to say swimming pool because that's really one of those things that you can spend an awful lot of money on and get a very small fraction of it back. Granite countertops is a good one. Putting in new appliances or upgraded appliances, putting in a back porch, a pergola or something in the back porch, those sorts of things, sprinkler system, any of those things. Those are things that might not be found in comparable properties. So now you're adding on to the value of that $200,000. So when we're talking about what things am I going to get the most money back on, we have to think about where we're actually starting from. Some of those things we really need to do just to get us back up to par. Then some of those things that we do may get us higher and above. The main thing to remember about these extras and these upgrades that you do is that almost 100% of them will bring you back less than what you paid to do them. So unless you really feel like that it's something that will get your home sold quicker, now that's another thing besides just pricing. If it's something that'll make that house sell quicker, then maybe it makes sense to do just from that standpoint. But if you look at Remodeling Magazine is a great place for this, where they talk about how much it costs to do certain improvements and how much you get back. By and large, we're looking at about 80 to 85% of what you spend. So the best way to go about this, if you're getting ready to put your house on the market, is talk to an expert. talk to a real estate agent who knows what's going on in the neighborhood, and they will help you determine what things make the most sense to do and what things don't. What you don't want to do is over improve. You over improve, you're never going to get that money back. So you just really need some assistance in trying to figure these things out on your own. All right, so that's our answer for today. It was a great question about what types of repairs do we do to increase the value of the property if we're getting ready to put it on the market. If you have a question that you'd like answered, we can do it right here on the radio show, AM 700 KSEV, 281-558-5738. That's our number. If we're not on the air and you have a question, then you can send it to our email address, openhouseradio@yahoo.com, or go to the Facebook page, Open House Radio with Don Leonard, and you can post it there. All right, let's get back to the show. On the phone with me now is Marty.